Hey, everybody.
I'm not sure
Okay,
it's live yet.
it
Let's
is. We're
okay.
on.
Well, technology on my end says it's okay. So yes, hello and
Hey, everybody.
welcome. Hang on, I'm also the tech person. So
Hey, everybody. Welcome to Healing for Pets and
okay,
People.
yes. So we have an exciting time for us today. My name is Vicki Draper, and I am a three-time best-selling author, Amazon author, and healing intuitive for animals and their people. And we also have
Ariel Hubbard. I'm an energy healer. I'm also a massage therapist and hypnotherapist. And I've been working with people. And Vicky, between us, I think we've got something like 55 years of experience, something like that,
yes,
working
yes.
with people and animals over the years. And today, what are we talking about, Vicky?
All righty. We are talking about how injuries happen in both pets and people and what inflammation really does and how healing can be supported. And we're going to give real life case stories. Um, because injuries happen
They
and they
happen.
happen for both people and animals. And so we're going to here to share some enriching information for you. So Ariel, why don't you tell us about the mechanism of tissue repair when
I'd
injuries
love to do that.
happen?
The mechanism of tissue repair. Ah, such a short title, right? Well, there's this whole process that happens in the body, and we've actually never talked about this before in all the time we've been doing our show. And so what happens is tissue gets damaged, and because pets are mammals just like humans are, it's a very similar process, probably almost identical, in pets and people. But tissue will get damaged in an injury. And then you're going to have all these different activations, that chemical activations, where the inflammation response is going to kick in, and all these different chemical constituents are going to flood to the area, and capillaries open up, and all these different chemicals and cells called fibroblasts come in to repair the tissue. But you get histamines, and that stimulates an inflammation response, and you've got cytokines, and you've got leukotrienes, and sometimes you have substance P. You have all these different like chemicals floating around while the fibroblasts are going in there and doing their work to repair the tissue, right? And there's this process of healing along lines of cleavage, and then eventually the tissue repairs, and it takes time. And I'm trying to make it simpler, um, because the idea is you want those chemicals in that area for the time that they're supposed to be there. And the problem is a lot of us, those tissues still have those chemicals in them long after they should be there. Redness, swelling, heat, and pain aren't bad. They're the body's way of bringing circulation nutrients and immune cells to start repair. But the problem is when they stay there too long. That's the problem. If they stay there too long, you get an inflammatory cascade, and you don't want to um, do that. You want to get some kind of treatment to remove those chemical constituents out of the tissue as soon as you can. And that's where Vicky and I come in. So, Vicky, you have some case stories about this, right?
I do. And one that's come up that I hadn't originally, well, I've got so many stories because I've been doing this, like Ariel said, for years, decades.
Right.
And so, one thing I want to share that would classify as an injury is if your cat or dog has been in a fight.
Yes.
So much trauma along with the physical injuries from that. So, just keep that in mind as
Yeah.
well. Um, so, it's very, very common for um, dogs to have ACL tears. And a lot of times it means surgery. So the types of tear depend on if they're recommending surgery or not. And even if it's a small tear, then you've got to manage that for them the rest of their lives. So um, I have dealt a lot with surgery recovery, or if they choose not to do surgery and helping the animal maintain, natural pain-free ease of movement. And I had one dog that her name was Roxy, sweet Roxy. She had double knee surgery. She both knees needed it, and her guardian decided to do both at the same time. And that was an interesting thing because I do animal communication, and that really helped Roxy because I had to tell her she was going to go to sleep and she's going to get up and couldn't walk. mean, she couldn't use either leg, you know. Because most of the time they'll do one and then they'll wait and do the other. And but in cases like Roxy's, they can recommend doing them both at the same time. So helping Roxy not only with the animal communication, but then with the rehab of helping um, do the healing from that. And now she's up bouncing and running around and back to her happy, healthy self. But that was a process because as I was talking about the tissues, so when they get damaged initially, and then when you go in and cut them and do the work, then there's more inflammation that comes in, there's more healing that has to happen. And so that was a very nice success story, helping Roxy be back to her bouncy cute self that she is today.
That's awesome. I love that. I have an example like that too. I have clients who injure themselves and they will get swelling because again, that's the inflammation brings swelling to the area. It's lymphatic fluid that goes to the area. So I'll do a combination of lymphatic drainage massage and energy work because they together those two work really well to get that swelling down because the swelling causes pain because the swelling will the chemical constituents will cause pain, like substance P that activates nociceptors, which are pain receptors. It switches them on. So there's that part of it. And then there's the compression of the fluid on different nerves, which also causes pain. And it's rather magical, actually, if you can get the swelling out of the area with energy work and massage, a lot of times the pain will significantly reduce and they'll heal faster. I also do this post-surgically for people who've had knee or hip replacements or other types of joint replacements. And I also do it for people who've had cosmetic surgery. I do it a lot with people who are in that situation and it helps them heal faster. And I work with them frequently. And I definitely combine massage and energy work for both of those things. Yeah.
Absolutely, because that's
Yep.
where, because you can't do massage the day or two right after the surgery.
You
You can't.
can with lymphatic massage.
Oh, well,
But
I'm so
you
sorry.
can't with
Okay,
that with
you can't
lymphatic you
with,
can, but
yes.
not other styles of
Well,
massage.
and that's what,
Yes.
right. So lymphatic, and then the energy work is
Yes.
very important at that time. And
Very
that's where,
important.
because you can get a lot of things moving and speed up the healing.
Right. So
Yeah.
Vicky and I both communicate with cells, not just the animal or the person. We communicate with the cells that are damaged. We'll talk to the fibroblasts. We'll ask them to work faster. We'll ask the circulatory system to increase circulation. We'll ask the meridians to open up. We'll talk with different tissues and ask the cells to do their jobs more efficiently. And when you communicate at the cellular level, it really accelerates injury recovery and surgery recovery.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. It's pretty
Yes.
amazing, actually.
And yeah, it is. And then another case I did was Samson was a Cocker Spaniel. He was only 6 years old and had fallen off his bed and gotten paralyzed. He couldn't use his back
Oh,
legs. And he was living, well, he was, he's no longer with us on this plane, but not because of that. He lived out his life. But as I pointed out, he was in Calgary, Canada, and I'm in Seattle. So this was done distantly. And so they had gone to the vet, they'd done all they could do. He had gone to acupuncture, no noticeable results. One session with me, he could stand on his legs.
wow. That's
And
amazing.
his pet parents were like, 'cause I told him he'll need to go pee after the session because it flushes, the energy work flushes stuff just like a regular massage does. And so when they went out, he could stand on his own. Well, after a couple more sessions, he was walking around normally. We got him back fully walking. And that,
Amazing.
like you said, listening into the body, what the body needs, um and working with it. So that was thrilling to, well, all of
Mhm.
us because they had thought they were just going to have a paralyzed dog.
My gosh. I mean, that's incredible, Vicky. Wow.
Yeah.
Amazing. One time I had a client, I was doing Reiki on her and she had accidentally put her hand through plate glass window and she had been numb for I think 20 years in that part of the hand. And I did massage and Reiki on her. And mostly Reiki though, actually. And the feeling came back into her hand and she said, I can't believe it. I can feel I can feel my hand. I've never experienced this in my life. This is incredible. So, energy work is really powerful. It can accomplish a lot for pets and people. It can really accelerate the healing process. It can reduce the swelling. It can balance the nervous system. It can support repair. And what I would also say is, what else would you recommend? Like when, like, let's say someone's pet gets injured, right? And then you do a session on the pet. What else do you recommend to the guardian to help that person know what to do for their pet?
Well, usually they're being guided by their vet too for a specific rehab
Yes.
or this, whatever. So I always say follow your vet's advice,
Yep.
and I
Yep.
can be an adjunct, a supplemental
Yep.
support. Um,
Yep.
in the case of Samson, the vet had already released them,
Okay.
and so they were like not knowing what to do. Well, then I was
Uh-huh.
like, happy to help and see what we can do.
That's
Um,
it. That's
but
amazing.
like with Roxy, she had her team of rehab as well as my support that just helped kept things going. Because with rehab, you're strengthening the muscles and they get really tight, but you still want that balance because you don't want to overdo the workout. And, so anyway, so it just helps keep things moving smoothly.
So just reminding everybody, animals can get rehab too, because
Oh,
like
yes,
not everybody knows that.
true.
How
Oh,
do
they've got
people,
some fancy things. They've got the little underwater treadmill. I mean, where their
oh
feet,
wow, look at
legs are
that.
underwater and they're on a treadmill walking to help strengthen. And yeah,
So cute.
it's, yeah.
Does the vet refer them for PT?
Um,
How do they get that? How do they get access to that?
that's a good question. I don't know if all vets know about it. I guess most of my clients like the holistic vets, and there's a nice rehab center here in Bellevue.
And the holistic vets know about the PT. And
Yeah.
I'm sure people could do
Well,
research online.
yeah.
They could do
Well,
research
okay.
online too.
Here's the deal too. How I helped Roxy. They, you know, had the surgery, sent them home with all this information, and here's some videos to watch to do the stretches after a certain amount. And I know what I'm doing, and I know what they're supposed to do, and I'm reading those instructions, and I'm like, I had to decipher them and interpret them for the person. They were
Okay,
not
so
clear.
another thing somebody could do is if they work with a PT and they don't understand the instructions, they could reach out to you. Okay.
Exactly.
So we
Because
do actually need to tell people how to reach out to us and find us
that's
because we're going to
true.
have to wrap it up for here pretty soon. So how would they reach you? How would they
All
reach
right.
you to
So
do
the
that?
best way to reach me is go to healingyouranimal.com and sign up for your free assessment. Uh, and on my website, healingyouranimal.com, is also my email that you can email me. So it has my phone number, but generally that says the website is the best way to reach me. So email or signing up for the assessment. I'm
Okay.
happy
So
to
they
do.
can do an assessment. It's free. And they can also read your books and they also have
Yes.
access to your other products, like your beautiful sprays that help clear negative energy or help the animal reset. Like you have a lot of those
Yes.
too. They're wonderful.
Yeah.
That's great. And then people can find me at arielhubbard.com. That gives you the portal to access me for my services, my classes. You can read my blog on there. You can see a video about a live action video of me giving Reiki to somebody and how it affected their energy field. It's kind of cool. That's arielhubbard.com. And what I would say is, what's a key takeaway that we could give people for this episode today? What could we tell them?
Use the complementary alternative health along with the medical professional to get the absolute best results.
Absolutely. And the other thing is just remember, like if your pet gets injured or you get injured, don't wait. Get treatment as soon as possible because the sooner you get treatment, the faster you're going to heal. And some people, if they wait too long, it's your body's never the same again. You do not want to wait. You want to get treatment as soon as you can. You want to reach out to somebody like us or someone else that could help you and get the help you need and for your animal too.
Absolutely.
Right
So,
on. Well, I want to thank everybody for watching us today. Thanks for joining us. And we're here every month, so you guys can come back and go to your YouTube channel, right, Vicky?
yes.
Yeah. Healing Your Animal, right?
Well, it's Vicky Draper right
Vicky Draper. Okay.
now.
So they could see other episodes there or even on your website, right?
Yes, on my website can take
Okay.
you to the YouTube channel. You know, my website has all the links, so very easy to find all this information. Yeah.
Fantastic. Well, thanks for everybody for tuning in. We'll see you next time.
Alrighty.
Thanks so much. Take care.